is a wonderful place to visit for a short break. The city has many beautiful buildings, palaces and museums. In this video, I'll show you 10 interesting places you can easily visit in one day.
Today we're going to take the river taxi. So we're going on 992 to see the Little Mermaid statue.
Catching the Yellow Harbour bus is an efficient and green way to get from one end of the city to the other. In the morning, the local children were even using it to go to school.
Here it comes.
It zigzags from one side of the water to the other and stops at 9 different places. We bought tickets using the Dot app on my dad's phone, which was super easy to use. Each boat can transport up to 80 people. I liked that the boat had lots of glass. I had a clear view in all directions. It was quite exciting to start my day with a mini cruise. I noticed some people were taking a morning swim in the river, which surprised me when I spotted jellyfish in the water. We travelled past the palace at Amalienborg and went by this really cool looking warship. We exited the boat at Nordre Torbold.
You see that little water taxi? Compared to the ship, it's really small.
From the harbour bus stop, it was just a short walk to the Little Mermaid statue. It was a very pleasant walk in the morning sunshine. At about 4 foot tall, the Little Mermaid statue isn't very big. Unveiled in 1913, the sculpture is based on the fairy tale by Danish author Hans Christian Andersen. By arriving early in the morning, we avoided the queues of people getting their Instagram photos. A short walk away past a small harbour is Castellet. This is one of the best preserved fortresses in Northern Europe. The pentagon-shaped fort was first built in 1600. The soldiers used to live in the red buildings called the Rows. What I like most about this place is that you can walk all the way around the outside of the fortifications. I saw some cool cannons and lots of animals and birds. If you're looking for a nice place in Copenhagen for a morning stroll, this must be hard to beat. If you visit at midday, you can even watch the changing of the guard ceremony here. I carried on walking through the city to my next destination.
This is the Royal Palace,
the official residence of the Danish royal family. This has 4 palaces arranged around an octagonal courtyard. The courtyard is huge and has a large statue of King Frederick V in the middle. At noon, the changing of the guard ceremony is a really cool thing to watch, although it does take a very long time to complete. On exiting Amalienborg, I recommend stopping off for a quick look at the Marble Church. This has the largest church dome in Scandinavia. After another short walk, I arrived at Nyhavn. This 17th century waterfront area is probably the most photographed part of Copenhagen. The brightly coloured townhouses, bars and restaurants do look amazing. Hans Christian Andersen lived here for almost 20 years. The restaurants in Nyhavn are known for their high prices, so you might want to wait a while for your lunch break.
This morning we came to the Black Diamond.
A few minutes walk south of Nyhavn, the Black Diamond is a modern waterfront extension to the Royal Danish Library. Inside it has a shop and cafe and a very long escalator to the rest of the library.
We're now inside the Black Diamond.
I thought this looked like an amazing place to come study. modern part of the building reminded me of an art museum. As you would expect, there were a lot of old-looking books in the main library. There were many reading spaces too, some with great views outside. You can take the elevator to the 6th floor for a spectacular view of the extension. The huge glass window is designed to provide lots of light to the reading areas. When you're done with your studying, you can go downstairs to the cafe where they serve some very tasty looking Danish pastries and cakes. Outside is just as spectacular. It was a bit too cold to sit there when I visited, but I imagine it must be a very pleasant place to chill out at during the summer.
There really are lots of places for people to sit down here.
Christiansborg Palace is also a government building. In fact, the Danish Prime Minister's office is located here.
They have many beautiful palaces.
A castle was first built here in 1167, but the current buildings are only about 100 years old. I didn't have enough time to take a look at the inside of the palace. I was more interested in seeing the horses from the royal stables. Luckily, a couple of beautiful coaches arrived back at the stables while I was there.
Since the horse are in here, I want to check out what it looks like inside.
Today, about 20 horses are kept at the palace, which is a lot less than the 18th century when the stables housed more than 250 horses. The horses were beautiful and very well behaved. By now, you'll probably be getting quite hungry. I certainly was, so we stopped off at Gasoline Grill, one of Copenhagen's most famous burger restaurants. Their 100% organic beef is freshly ground in-house, and there is a limited supply each day. We were quite lucky. 2 orders after ours, they ran out of patties and had to close. The freshly cooked burger was really delicious.
Really good.
I liked the crinkle cut fries too. The Copenhagen City Hall is the home of the Lord Mayor and also the headquarters of the City Council. The hall is free to enter. Opposite the gift shop, there's an incredible world clock.
This is the world clock.
Designed by a skilled locksmith called Jens Olsen, he unfortunately died 10 years before his clock was completed. The clock is mechanical and has to be wound once a week. In addition to showing the correct time for any place in the world, it displays a calendar, sunrise and sunset times, the position of the planets, and even tracks the lunar and solar eclipse. I learned that it takes 25,000 years for the slowest gear to turn. This is an amazing piece of engineering. The current City Hall opened in 1905. The huge interior is inspired by a city hall in Italy. I like the beautiful decorations on the pillars. It looked like there was another old library inside. When you visit, I recommend taking a walk up the stairs to the balcony area. There is an incredible painted ceiling here. And of course, you get a great view of the main hall. This is a very photogenic building to explore. Outside the City Hall, there is a large statue of Hans Christian Andersen. The round tower was built in the 17th century as an astronomical observatory. I expected it would have lots of stairs inside, but instead the route to the top was one long spiral pathway. Not only have horses been ridden up to the top, but many bicycle races have also been held inside. It took me a lot longer to reach the top than 50-second record that someone set on a bicycle. They made it like this so you can ride a horse up to the top. You do have to take some stairs to reach the outside observation area.
Okay.
The final set of these are quite narrow. I love the amazing view of Copenhagen from the top of the tower. We timed it perfectly to see the sunset over the city. With the sun going down and the street light coming out, it was a very pretty scene. In the distance, I spotted the dome of the marble church and the wind turbines out at sea.
23:40, and it's already a beautiful scenery of sunset.
This is one place I definitely recommend you visit. The very top of the tower still houses a large telescope, reminding you of why the tower was built in the first place. After all that history, I wanted to end my day in Copenhagen with something fun. The Guinness World Records Museum is a cool place to look around. Not only is there a lot to see, but there are a lot of interactive displays too. It was fun to compete against the rest of my family to get the highest score. My favourites were the boxing and music games. Some displays were a little scary though. The museum tour ended with a giant Pac-Man game.
No, I died.
Next door to the museum, there's a scary house of horrors. To be honest, it wasn't all that terrifying though. If you like this video, please subscribe down below. It only took a few minutes to walk around. The Ripley's Museum also had many objects on display. But I thought the most interesting section was the Hans Christian Andersen display. This display teaches you about the life of the famous Danish author. There were even recreations of some of his most famous stories. Andersen first started writing fairy tales when he was still in school. By the time he died in 1875, he was famous worldwide for his children's books and short stories. I think you'll really enjoy exploring Copenhagen. I ended my busy day at a stand eating one of the tastiest hot dogs I had ever tried. So there you are, 10 things to see in Copenhagen in a day. Have fun!
If you like this video, please subscribe down below.